This is Alice Wandreck-Beal for the Sonoran Desert Network. Today's date is May 3, 2010. This report summarizes our visit to Tumacácori National Historical Park for streams monitoring on January 7, 2010. In the American Southwest, riparian habitats represent less than 2% of the land area, but support the highest density and abundance of plants and animals of any habitat type. This makes streams and associated riparian areas critical to the ecological integrity of the region. Sonoran Desert Network National Parks contain reaches of some of the major rivers in the American Southwest. Because the condition of rivers within each park is greatly influenced by drivers and stressors in watersheds that extend well beyond park boundaries, monitoring the ecological and hydrologic condition of these rivers is key to understanding and managing these critical habitats. The goal of Sonoran Desert Network streams monitoring is to detect broad-scale changes in aquatic and riparian ecological condition in an integrated fashion. Specific measurable objectives are to determine status and long-term trends in stream channel morphology, riparian vegetation, core water quality parameters, surface water quantity, aquatic macroinvertebrates, and fish. Those objectives correspond to 10 vital signs or ecological indicators used by the network to support a comprehensive understanding of aquatic and riparian ecosystems. Vital signs sampled during this visit included surface water quality and surface water discharge. Water quality and clarity in the Santa Cruz River at Tumacácori continue to improve. The water was fully saturated with oxygen during this trip, and no ammonia was detected in samples analyzed by a lab. Nitrate was detected, but at levels well below state standards. Total phosphorus was low, perhaps because recently increased levels of dissolved oxygen are helping the river's sediment to absorb phosphorus. Because the Sonoran Desert Network plans to deploy a continuous water quality logger in the park, network staff collected specific conductivity measurements throughout the administered river length to assess homogeneity during this trip. Results indicated that water quality across the segment is homogeneous enough to be represented by a single sampling station. During a winter storm flood event on January 23, 2010, surface water flow in the Santa Cruz River peaked at near 2,000 cubic feet per second, or CFS, the equivalent of a channel maintenance event. However, surface water discharge was measured at just 5.01 CFS during this trip, and the rate of flow in the Santa Cruz is currently tracking well below the 14-year daily median of 15 CFS. These numbers are consistent with discharge measured by the U.S. Geological Survey 7 miles downstream of the park at Tubac, Arizona. At Tubac, the main daily discharge was also much less than what's been measured over the past 5 years. Over at least those 5 years, the discharge pattern recorded at the Tubac gauge has generally shown an increase in flow during the winter and a decrease in flow in the spring and into the summer, with flood events most frequent during the monsoon. However, over the last 6 months, the expected increase in flow has not been observed. This may be the result of a lack of precipitation over the last year, leading to decreased surface flow and groundwater recharge, decreased main daily discharge from the Nogales International Wastewater Treatment Plant, or the loss of Schmutzdeck, the layer of organic sludge that has historically been present in the riverbed but is decreased due to recent improvements in water quality. Any or all of these factors may be leading to increased infiltration and evapotranspiration, causing the river to lose water as it travels north. This pattern of decreased discharge could impact channel morphology, water quality, and riparian vegetation, and the Sonoran Desert Network will continue to monitor it. This concludes this trip summary of streams monitoring at Tumacácori National Historical Park. For details on the measurements collected during this trip, see the written trip report posted on our website, or contact Project Manager Evan Gwilliam, either by phone at 520-403-3055 or by email at evan_gwilliam@nps.gov. Thank you for your interest in Sonoran Desert Network streams monitoring.